Experience local excellence with Roofright Roofing in Charlestown, Rhode Island. With over 40 years of unmatched expertise, Roofright specializes in architectural shingles and holds the prestigious title of GAF Master Elite Installers. Known for their commitment to the community and support for local initiatives, Roofright is your trusted partner for all of your home's roofing needs. Call today for a free estimate at 401-212-4140.
And they must be setting up for the Spring Fest.
Hey guys,
All the stuff was there.
we're live. Welcome to the show.
Nice.
Hey,
Yeah.
good
Hey.
afternoon.
Nice. Good afternoon. Nice
You can
to
actually
see
see
you.
ourselves on TV.
I know
It's kinda
that's
weird.
that's frightening.
I know. How you feeling about that?
That's
know.
kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suck in more.
Is it going to
know.
distract you
Suck
guys?
it in.
I know.
You know what's
Suck it
funny
in,
though? You're
sit
all
up
looking at the
straight.
You're all looking at the camera
Will we
now.
get the
Yeah, I
wrong
know.
camera?
Is that what
No,
we
that's
should
your
be
camera.
doing?
Oh.
No, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Don't look at the camera. That's weird.
Remember,
talk to each
we're-
other.
Yeah, we're used
They
to
don't do that in
radio,
movies. That's just
so
what
I know.
Yeah, just talk to each other.
Right,
That's
okay.
We're
So
going out
forget
acting
he's
for
even
it.
here. That's what I
Yes,
say to people for an
Mhm.
interview. Forget they're even
There you
here.
go.
It's just a conversation.
yeah.
There's
Although I
a picture
will-
naked. It was not.
No,
Even when you go on
Please don't
the
do
news
that.
report,
Oh, that's an
the news
audience, right.
reporter, they do not want you looking at the camera. They want
Right?
you looking
Exactly to the
reporter, right?
side.
I struggle every
Correct.
time
Yeah,
because I
you
just
struggle
want to look at the
as to what to
camera.
look
No,
at.
no,
Yeah.
no. Do not look at the camera. Forget they're even
You're
there.
Right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
But
Well,
anyway, good afternoon,
good
everyone.
afternoon.
Good
Nice
afternoon,
to
Ben.
see you.
Hello.
Beautiful
good
day.
Thank you for
afternoon.
joining
Yeah,
us.
thank you, Ben.
I think we had a fill-in last time, didn't we? Who was with
We
us?
did.
Did you?
Yeah,
Well, there
we
was
did.
no show last week, right?
Right. No, last week.
Okay, so then
Well,
you
we-
had Dan the week before.
Yes,
I
correct.
believe.
No, we take him again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't
You would
say
take
much.
him
He
again?
knew his place. I think we might have intimidated him. a little.
I
He
fired.
knew
I
his
fired him.
place.
Oh, he's already gone.
He's already gone.
He's not-
Well,
No, I'm
Huh?
kidding.
Okay.
He's not fired.
He
no.
did a nice job.
Did a nice
He's
job.
all right.
Yeah, just
He's
like
all right.
DJ.
He'll be calling. He'll be calling lacrosse tonight with Jacob Aruda. Dan Entreri and Jacob Aruda will
Outside?
be calling lacrosse.
Outside?
So the lacrosse game is outside because it's on Salogeri Field, but they will be they
Yeah,
will
'cause
be
you
in the
soccer
press
still
box.
out- You still play it, right?
But what about the turf? Is that okay?
Turf can handle it.
Yeah,
turf-
as long as
you
it's not
actually get no
lightning.
puddling on it, right?
Yeah, the
Well,
turf
you
is
That's what they
great.
say, but
The
The
turf
whole
seems
thing.
great from what I've seen.
Yeah, there
Um,
hasn't been any puddle. There's no way.
yeah.
There's a foot of stone. I mean, you couldn't. You'd have 20 inches of rain. I don't think you'd see anything. There's all
Pretty close to that.
Yeah.
drainage systems in it and everything else.
I take it the chief doesn't
For
like
example, I
rain.
mean, Thanksgiving was way worse than it is outside right now, and Palmerfield and Stonington was great. So
Yeah, it shouldn't. It shouldn't.
yeah,
Be anything.
so
But anyway,
I think it'll be
Good.
fine. But
Good.
Monday we're here.
It's Monday,
Rainy Monday,
May
You
5th,
just
Cinco de
said it rained.
Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo. We're supposed to have in Mexico.
We're supposed to, yes. And
Or tequila, right? Is that what we were?
yeah,
thinking
and
about
we
here?
don't have any alcohol. There was alcohol here before.
oh,
took
Rona
it.
took it.
Yeah.
Rona, she just took it. There was a there was
Yeah,
a bottle
thanks,
of champagne
Ben.
in here.
Yeah, that was supposed to be.
Thought it was for us, but
Yeah.
I guess not.
Listen,
Well, we were
I can
supposed to have
call.
stuff from Jamie too, and that didn't work out.
They
So
have council meetings. I don't know if we're having tacos at the council meeting.
Oh,
I'm
maybe.
We
assuming
should have
not.
tequila though. Maybe.
I may have. That
Maybe
might
better.
help. the
That
meeting.
could
At
That
least
could
some
help
like
the meeting.
Coronitas
Yeah.
or something.
That could
Yeah.
help
You
the
know?
meeting.
that's
Sure.
true.
True.
But anyway, it's Monday. We have no
Okay.
guests. It's the three of us.
Ugh,
So
boy,
we have to
sorry.
chat,
Ran out
which
of
is good.
friends.
Yeah, ran
Sorry.
out of friends. No, we have people looking.
Ran
to
out
come
of
on.
friends.
We have friends looking to come on.
We
It's just
do.
When we want to. We
But-
actually have people wanting to come back. Didn't you ask? me?
Yes. We have a return visit from Andrew Kettle, who wants to come back to talk about
He technically never was here.
EMT week. Oh,
That's
okay.
true. He was
only
not in
in
True.
person.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think he's going to be in
Oh,
person.
he
this
he
time.
didn't come in. He zoomed.
He was
in?
our first.
He was our caller.
Zoom
He
caller.
zoomed in.
Right. And also people from the Westerly Hospital who are willing to come in and talk to us.
I
And
thought about another one. I
the
thought
Rhode
was
Island
good.
State Police Museum.
Yeah, which is a
He's
history, right?
He's going to zoom in with us in a couple of weeks. He was supposed to do it today, but unfortunately,
So I thought about getting a hold of. Actually, he was just texting me, Tom Glusho from the Historical
Yes.
Society, because I think Tom O'Connell did a book or a paper or something
the
on the
presentation.
history of the police department,
Perfect.
breaking it down, which would be kind of neat to talk
That would
about
be very
the
neat.
inception, how many officers,
Yeah.
where they were housed. They used to be at the old town hall, and then they went to the new town hall, right? And then obviously they went to Union Street, and it's pretty neat to talk about all that and see.
Yeah, as long as
Okay,
it
so
doesn't
yeah,
take
how many
away from
people-
the end of your.
I'll give him the whole time.
Yeah.
He knows a little
Tom-
more than I do. So.
Tom Foley, who hosts a show occasionally, 321 History on here. He texted me the other day when, for some strange reason, everyone thought it was my birthday. It was not.
We all wish
Well,
you
we
a
were
happy
all wishing you a
birthday.
happy birthday, even
We
though
did.
it wasn't your
Facebook
birthday.
said it, so it must have been true.
It
Must have
didn't
been.
though. Facebook
Yeah.
did not say it. Just someone randomly was going through old 321 posts and found one from my birthday and commented on it, and then it showed
then
up
it
in
showed
people's
up
feeds again.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But as a matter of fact, you were like one of the last people, Betty Joe. You were one of the last people that wished me a happy birthday 29 weeks ago, and then you wished it again on the same post, I think.
See, nice.
I'm
So
assuming I didn't wish him 129 weeks ago.
you did
I-
not.
I
You
might
did
have. I
not.
don't
You
know.
could have. You could. I mean, we've
Yeah.
known each other
Yeah.
for years.
Yeah, I know.
But
Since he's such
The-
a social media pro.
I know,
I'm gonna
right?
say, I'm really-
Yeah, please.
someone has to tell me there's something
Right.
on there to follow it.
What was I? Oh, so Tom Foley calls me and says, "By the way, Tom Galuccio is so mad at you," and I was like, "What? What's
I
wrong?"
thought you were telling me he's mad at me. I'm thinking
No.
I was just texting him. I don't think he's mad at
No,
me.
that's what I
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
I was like, "Wait, Tom Galuccio's mad at me?" And he was just messing with me. So
Oh,
Tom Foley is banned from 321.
okay.
Oh, but he
For
does such a
playing-
good job.
No, he doesn't.
When he and Nina are on, they're great.
Tom also
that was
runs
great.
on Facebook too, one of the Wesley history pages.
All about Westerly. Yep.
Yeah.
I invited him to our library, the station.
Oh, did you look at
Nice.
things?
Nice.
Nice.
I guess that can kind of touch us off on talking about, because I thought it was an interesting topic, because I know you've been dealing with it on the social media and how it affects police work today. And
How it affects everybody.
how it affects it affects all of us.
Yeah.
But again,
Right.
how does it impact police work? Because you were dealing with something from last week, right? There's somebody.
So last Friday or last Saturday, I forgot what day it was. I got a text message from someone that said, "Hey, did you see this?" So there's a video that was forwarded to me from Instagram. It was probably about 15 seconds long, and the video shows an officer talking to somebody else, and it appears that the officer is punching the person in the head. Didn't happen.
You don't see the person, right? You just see
You don't
the
see the person.
gesture of the hand, right?
So it didn't happen that way, and it went viral. And so I called you. I'm like, "Hey, what do you want to do?" I think it hit almost 1 million likes or 1 million follows or a million, whatever. it is.
Million
watches,
views.
Million views. You imagine 1 million views.
I
And
can.
you said once you hit that viewership, you receive money, right?
Yeah, I don't know the financial, but I mean, you probably
know
know.
that
a little
that
more.
works?
You do. It's not. It'd be better if it was on YouTube financially, but yeah, there's a creator fund. You have to be installed in the creator fund to accept money from
Oh,
it
you
and
do?
stuff like that. So it's the chances of someone getting paid for that video are very slim, very
Okay.
very slim.
So I mean, to me, it's like, all right, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. It didn't hit that many views at first right away. I looked at the actual body camera video of it, which is 3 different angles from 3 different officers, and it didn't happen like that. And I'm like, whatever. It really wasn't an issue. But by yesterday, I think like I said, it was almost 1 million views. I've gotten a bunch of texts, phone calls from people, but yet not one complaint came in. So
Yeah,
Forget
but you're getting it's only the view of the subject they were dealing with.
Yes.
Cell phone.
so
So it's not the view of the 3 body
The body
cams.
cam.
No,
which
yeah,
are
we
the
didn't-
opposite side,
Yep.
right? Am
yeah,
or whatever,
completely.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
it would be the opposite. It would be the view of the officers. And it just I read and I try not, and I should take some of your advice and not really read all these things, but and I started to read some of them, and I'm like, some are okay, and some are like, oh, I'm glad the officer punched him in the face. He deserved it. Well, it wouldn't have been appropriate if he would have punched him in the face. And it's just like the way people attack each other on social media. I
It's so-
I
you know what?
couldn't
It's
believe
not, I
it.
think because it's not face to face. It's a lot easier to, and again, I think, we could go on for hours on this because this is attributed to one's mental health and mental health issues with a younger population in the school. This doesn't stop. It goes and goes and goes. And to touch on what you said, I said, don't, because I'll get text messages from, because I don't really follow social media. So I'll get a text message from, hey, look at this, look at, and it'll be somebody bashing something that somebody's doing, something we're doing, something the town, could be something the police department or something's doing. And of course, I always respond back, stop reading that stuff. Just if you don't pay any attention to it, it doesn't raise you, it doesn't get you all wound
But
up.
the media got involved in this, right?
The media is not involved in this one
I don't know if they're
Yeah.
know if they're involved
Okay.
yet.
on that one yet.
Yeah.
But again, if people were tagging the news, and again, that's fine. But it's so easy, just to write, I'll be careful with my language, F the cop and the other kids, F the other kid. Like, and people have no idea. And I feel bad because without mentioning who the person is, I mean, there's a lot more issues going on than what everybody saw. And I'd be the first one to say if my officer was wrong or our officer was wrong, we would deal with it.
Wrong, right?
But
Well, from the media side, you take a minute-long segment and put it into the 2 seconds you want to show. It tells a different story, right?
yeah,
Well, it's all in the editing.
Yeah.
But if you're a member of the media, then you're supposed to do your due diligence and you're supposed to say, okay, there's more than one side. There are many sides. So before you put it out there for people to react, you are supposed to be responsible and find out exactly what happened.
So this video altogether, it was probably about 35, 40 minutes. And it started off, and I won't go into too many
The
details.
video on social media was 35, 40.
No, the actual full body camera video
of the whole incident.
of the whole incident.
Oh.
And it started out, and it kills me because like you have one of the officers being proactive, and she saw somebody sitting on the side of the road on Shore Road, sitting down, looked disheveled, has a shoe off. Well, I'm glad she stopped, but stuff like this is going to stop officers from. I'm not getting involved with anything like this. I don't want to be, all over social media. And luckily, Sergeant Bruno has got thick skin. I talked to him today. He's like, I don't care. He goes, some comments are good, some comments are bad. It is what it is. People that know me know that I didn't punch the eye. So again, it's tough because it constantly makes cops think before they do things. Meaning, like with Brian's incident, I mean, this person was probably 6 inches, 5 inches from his face with the camera. I absolutely. I mean, you don't let anybody get that close to you.
I mean, picture it, just a phone in your face like this.
Oh,
As you're
I've
and they're
seen
trying to
it.
film you. You can say, move the phone, take the phone. You can film if you want to sit there and film. You have right in the world. So,
Right.
but you start getting into someone's face, and it's just, and I don't know. I mean, the cameras, everyone can film everything. Nowadays you tell everyone, assume you're being filmed. Whatever you're doing, just assume someone's
There's a
filming you.
camera somewhere.
There's a camera somewhere. There may be someone capturing you doing something. And that's and like Paul mentioned, that's on the officers' minds on the street. The guy on the side of the road with his shoe off, looking a little disheveled, which you may want to stop. Hey, everything all right? How you doing? You need any way I can help you, any way I can assist you, everything. And it turns into the guy, go F yourself, and it turns into, a debate when you're trying to help,
but it wasn't. Again,
Yeah.
if the video was 20 minutes long, just the round up or round down, maybe 30 seconds of it was confrontational, and that was what you saw, and that was it. Besides that, I mean, no word to lie, the conversation ended with us giving him a ride to the train station. The last word he said to Sergeant Bruno was "love you." So I mean, it's again, I get it. This person is playing the likes game, clicks game.
Because they can doctor it up to make it look like something it's not, or leave it open ended where you're always saying, "Wow, did he just hit that guy? Did he act?" Because you would assume that by watching it that that he would
it's dangerous. It's dangerous because the world we live in now, where it's so easy for people to comment, criticize, social. I mean, and I'll use Brian as an example. And myself. I mean, we have families in town, and if you don't think like our families saw that, or our families read that, or my kids or our kid, it's like, come on. And there's a level of, let's have a little bit of common sense. Let's get the full story, or ask about the full story before we decide to destroy either side. Because I mean, to me personally, either side should have been really criticized. I mean, there's deeper issues going on than anybody else could imagine.
But people thrive on that.
Yes.
People
Yes.
thrive. The whole social media thing, people thrive. That's what I mean. The amount of you see some of the people, they have a coffee. They post a picture of them having coffee. Who cares if you're having a coffee? I mean, what is it? I mean, I don't get it. I mean, it's like
My
a NASCAR
followers
race.
care if I'm having a coffee.
Yeah.
My followers do.
Yeah.
No,
But that's the thing. Your
I'm
followers.
I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Some
But
people
like
Some of
NASCAR
actually
have
For you, it's advertising too.
followers.
It's different.
Yeah, that's
NASCAR
true. That's
races,
true.
People go to NASCAR races. Why? The excitement of the race. They like to see the crashes.
Right.
Right.
We talked about this the
People
other day.
watch the cop shows. Why? Because they see the
Right.
the thrilling part of the arrest, or the criminals getting caught. Or at the end of the day, you always want the criminal to get caught, right? Or the bad guy to go down at the end of the day. And social media, I mean, it's from your standpoint, I'm sure it's changed drastically in as your years progressed in your career as to how social media was used. We would never respond to anything social media wise when it first, you just wouldn't, you never gave any thought. But like you said, we were having a conversation the other night or whatever. You almost have to respond.
Right.
You have to give some sort of like you post now, you'll post things on the Facebook account, things
Yeah.
that guys do where there was things that you might report to the media or something. If there was a press release on something, you'll put it on the social media side, because why? That's how some of these people, how many people get their news now that way?
Many.
And it may not even be accurate news, right?
I mean, sometimes I'm
It's the
guilty. We,
source.
like when we do the parking bans, like I'll send out just on Facebook. I'm like, oh yeah, we have the code red system. We don't use, because I'm used to using Facebook too.
Right.
And I just, again, everybody has a right to say what they want to say and whatnot. But sometimes it's like, is this the right forum for that? I mean,
Well, I think that's what you have to ask. Is this the right forum for that? And I mean, think about, we're adults talking about it, but think about if you're in middle school. Think about the things it
But we're
used
the
to
one teaching
be.
these middle school kids.
But if it was Friday night and you didn't get invited to a party or somebody's house, maybe you found out on Monday when people talked about it.
Yeah.
Now think
Happened to me a
about
lot.
Friday night
Instantaneous.
and you're
Yeah.
not there, right? I mean, what does that do to you?
I can't even imagine. I guess it is what it is. Any of us, including you, Ben, because you're a little bit younger than we are, but the whole social media element in school.
Yeah.
These people are on these devices all day long, back and forth with each other. Every second of everything that happens at that school, in a class, someone says something, they all know about it. It's
Mhm.
like you might hear things in school back in our day. You didn't
Right.
have social media. You were in school, right? There was no
No.
social media.
no.
You?
MySpace was just starting when I
MySpace.
was graduating.
I know I lied.
Yeah.
I correct myself. I had AOL Instant Messenger in college.
Word.
Oh.
Me too.
And that little door that clicked.
Well,
in the
in,
door.
What's
I
instant
had, I had
message?
that
That's the
in
thing is-
high
it's
it's
school.
like texting on your
Right.
computer.
It's like texting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you didn't have it on this device.
It didn't have a
No.
device.
You didn't have a
I
device.
didn't have
Yeah.
a cell phone until I was a cop. I mean, it was.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Right.
We had pagers. Remember the big fat of the pagers?
Yep.
It's how much, and then we had bag phones.
Right.
It was a
The
bag
big
phone,
bag phone.
big
Yeah,
bag
my mom had
phone.
one in the car.
Then you had
Back-
phones in your cars, and now they're portable computers. But
I mean-
but the amount of adults you see,
Well, now you wear it
That
on
it
your
gl-
wrist.
it's on your wrist, right? The amount of adults you see glued to this
Yes.
social media side of it all day long,
Mhm.
glued to it. And how many, like the police department thing? I get the alerts still from the Facebook.
Yeah, I don't know why
posting,
whatever. Just
you
let them
told
get
me-
it. I can
Huh?
take it off, but I just let you have it all.
They keep saying every time when I don't like any red dots on the phone thing, so I got to clear the messages, right? I got to clear them all the time. See, but the amount of people that follow these things,
Right.
Does that bother you? 610, 300.
That would drive me crazy. See the numbers on the
Hold on,
red
hold on,
things
hold
on
on,
the
hold on,
phone.
hold on.
You will not find a red dot on my phone. Everything is cleared, updated.
But social media, like especially
Look at
in-
my emails.
How many? How many do you have?
What do you got? Oh, it's not bad. 8,537.
That you haven't even opened.
Yeah.
I have anxiety for you thinking about that.
This is why I have panic attacks.
Yeah. Because you look at that
But,
and think, what have
You
I
know,
missed?
So,
Yeah.
At the
social
end of the
media
day,
definitely.
if not even seeing those emails, what's changed in your life but not seeing it?
Well, I mean,
A massive
Hopefully
amount
now
of
you might
debt.
have won the Powerball there or something.
That's right.
And you,
but I mean, it's definitely changed law enforcement. I mean, and honestly, I mean, part of it's probably really good. I like the fact that we can get information out quick, but then again, the information hurts us. For example, we had it was a report of a school shooting last year or 2 years ago, and one of the Firewire, I don't know which one it was, put on there, 2 people shot, something like that. I'm like, I'm here, like, and then now my phone again, because people in town have my phone number.
Right.
They're calling me. Here I am. We're trying to figure out what's going on. I got phone calls. I got people texting me. Is someone shot? Is someone this? And people now, parents are starting to come. It causes chaos. And
complete chaos.
sometimes I
If
just
someone
like to say
puts a panic in that,
before we post anything, and I've been guilty of it too. Take a deep breath first. Sometimes, like responding to an email, take a deep breath first.
I always
'cause
say-
I always send it to myself.
you do. You say it.
I say it all the time. Before you send that email, just type it, leave it sitting there, and then give it an hour. Go back and read it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I guarantee in that 1 hour, you'll change something. If you wait till tomorrow morning, you'll really change something.
You won't send it.
Because a lot of it is based on emotions, which again, what is social media? A lot of it is emotion, right? It's just emotion back and forth. And I guess from your standpoint, the younger officers on the job today, you're right. how they respond to calls, how they handle calls, how they handle themselves in the profession is much different than when I was on the road. You didn't have any of these things, right? And how, because why? They're going to get criticized on everything, right, wrong, or indifferent. You're going to get criticized. So you got to overthink that next step every single time, what you're going to take.
Even with this case, I mean, it kind of puts me in a bind. And I'm like, all right, do I release the body camera under the public interest of it? And it's like I have to balance up the fact that I have 100% no issue with what the officers did on scene, 100%.
But what about that person?
But the problem is I feel bad. I can't do it unless I get forced to do it by a lawyer or a court.
You're feeding into it, right? And then you're going to get the comments. Well, they're going to criticize. You're going to get comments criticizing the body cam footage.
But you're going to get comments criticizing you either way.
You're damned if you do, damned if you
don't,
don't.
right?
You're right.
Like I said, I'm more comfortable at this point. Again,
or do you feed in and respond to these things? Like you said, if you get negative comments on the social media, do you respond back trying to justify your actions, or do you ignore it? Because if you do, it just turns into a debate back and forth. And, I mean, again,
and there's going to be people that say, well, that's not right. You can't do that. It most certainly can. You can most certainly can. So if you feel at that point with someone's phone in someone's mental state or someone's agitated state, that phone or a pen or Ben's microphone, or something like that, 6 feet from your face, you're going to grab that. I'm absolutely going to do it.
6 inches from your face.
6 inches,
6 feet.
not 6 feet, 6 inches.
6 feet from your face. So again, I think I guess you have to, because the police department has Facebook, Instagram?
No, we just have Facebook. We had Twitter. I got rid of it. I think Instagram got deactivated. It's too much to handle. It's a lot.
Well, you need a person full time to do it.
Full-time. You have media relations. Some of these bigger departments, not that we're tiny, but bigger departments, they have full-time social media people. That's all they deal with.
Yeah.
And think of the time, if you add that on to the time that gets added onto just the fact of managing body cams now. It's a full-time job.
Yeah, we'll have Captain Medina at some point and talk about all that. He'd love to. It is a full-time job. It's a very expensive.
Well, if you take the salary of the officer, of course, I put the finance hat on. Then you take what the cost of the cameras are, the cost of the programming, and because it's all storage, right? That's what it's all about, and it's all storage, and you add in all that cost, and again, like you said, the majority of the time the camera protects
9.9 times out of 10 that camera protects the officer.
Protect the officer. I mean, it really is going to be, because again, I always say I don't even justify that people are lying. I think people compartmentalize things in their own head, how they see it or how they wanted it to happen. Because you've had people come into you and said, no, the officer did X, Y, Z. And then you've shown the people the body cam footage that it was nowhere near X, Y, Z.
Yep.
And what they're saying happened isn't even close to what actually happened. Where years ago, prior to having body cams, then you wouldn't even, you're trying to quell the situation.
Well, years ago, it would be three sides to every story. Your side, their side, and somewhere in the middle is the truth, and you kind of hope you picked it right.
Everybody has a tendency to do it. So, and again, so the social media side, so you're also dealing with officers, so what the officers can post on social media. Because I know when this all first started, we had some problems with people posting things.
Policy, right? You have to put a policy in place.
It's
you can't go to an accident scene and stop posting pictures.
Yeah, it's been clear. I mean, it's been through the court systems and whatnot. I mean, we have policies in place. I mean, you can't technically post, yourself in picture taking a selfie at, like I said, at an accident scene. If you have a picture of you and your family, why would you ever do that in uniform as your Facebook post? It's not an issue. But again, you start using it. Like Sean said, posting accidents and, just went to this hot call at,
right.
One
Top Street.
You see some of these
Come on,
people,
you can't
they'll
do
film. I'm not saying Westerly, but I've seen, because I don't think it's ever happened here, but other departments nationwide, they'll go into a crime scene.
Oh yeah.
They post it on their Facebook or social media pages, or they'll, domestic incident or something.
Well, TV shows. I mean, look at what's the show that's on that you people watch at night all the time. In fact, Warwick Police were on it.
Oh, Live PD.
Live PD.
Yeah.
I mean, you are with them as they enter these scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, for me, on the journalism side, that was something that you went to and you may have shot it, but we wouldn't use it. We would make the
Right.
determination what to put on TV and what
You
not
think of
to.
the liability too. I mean,
Well, but that's the thing. I mean, they're going into these places and you don't know what you're going to find.
I mean, I'm sure the whole social media has changed journalism, right?
Oh,
It has to. It
absolutely.
has, right?
Absolutely.
And and I always say, you ask our kids, not yours, because I'm sure they're not reading the paper, but our kids.
No.
When's the last time they read a newspaper? I will guarantee you, my 3 kids will tell you they haven't. If you ask them if you read a newspaper, in the
Well, they
past
read it
year,
online.
They read online. Everything's online.
Right. They don't read
My
a
kids will
physical
tell me
paper.
stuff that's going on in the news. Ruth, who just
Yep,
died?
Ruth Buzzy.
Buzzy.
My daughter is the one that called me. Hey, Ruth Buzzy, she must have just died, because I didn't know it. It must have just came out on social media. The instantaneous gratification on knowing what's going on out there. That's how they get their news. So do they get the local news stories? Yes, they'll see different things. As a matter of fact, one of mine asked me something about the video you just said about the
Right.
one
Because she saw it.
Brian, because she had seen it. Somehow she got the feed. I don't know. I don't even know how you.
Because you can share, so you can share Instagram, like it's Instagram. You can send
Right. Send it to
scrolls,
somebody.
reels,
See
whatever it's called,
different-
and you can just
different things.
you don't have to have an account. You can just send
Right.
it.
And what's funny, I'll get calls from my sister in DC. Hey, I saw this. Is how the heck do you know? I mean, it's just they know exactly what's going on.
Well, it's
everywhere.
funny because the Ruth Buzzy thing on Friday, I just happened to be filling in on the radio and somebody said, "Hey, Ruth Buzzy died." And I said, "Where did you get that from?" And they said, "I just saw it on Facebook." And so Brian said, "Oh, you should say something." And I said, "No, I need to find out if it's
I know,
true."
right?
Brian was like, say it. And I said, "No, we have to find out if it's true or not." Finally, Forbes put something out and I thought, okay, here's a
Okay,
credible
that's
source.
credible
So I announced it, but
your hope is vetted, right?
but that's the thing, is that people go on and they look at things and they're not paying attention to the source.
Well, he did, like he just said, he got a call that someone put up there was a school shooting or someone was shot.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And-
Then
yeah.
his phone's blowing up. He's like, and he's in his office. He's going, "What
No,
the heck?"
I was
or whatever.
there. I was at the high school.
And you
Oh,
I
knew
was there,
nothing.
and
to-
I knew it wasn't there. And
Yeah.
it's like, so it's. I mean, you really have to have almost like it's maybe down the road with emergency preparedness stuff. Is you have an IT person that handles
Right.
social media. I mean,
well,
we
that's
don't
what a
have
lot
that
of
yet. We-
departments are doing.
Yeah.
I
Right.
mean, it used to be that you had a communications person, and that person dealt with the media. Now they have communications people that deal with the social media
Right.
because there's so much of it, and especially with the body
And
cams.
you bounce that into where we live, hurricanes
Mm-hmm.
and storms. And so you got to figure our last big storm, although we had 2 washovers last winter, but it was what, 2010? What was that, 10 or
12.
12? 2012. So, that's 13 years ago. Social media has changed dramatically in the last 13 years. So, moving forward, that all that information we have to get out to the residents in town. If God forbid we have some critical, storm event, is it's going to have to, a lot of that's going to have to be done through social media.
Well, that's how it's done now, right?
Yeah, right.
I mean,
We have a hurricane update thing on here somewhere. Hold on. Let me see if I can do it.
that you have through 321, or you have an app for it.
No, I have it's a
Let us
We
know.
did it
because
for
we can
the-
certainly promote it next
That's
time we
right.
train for this.
where is the thing? Never mind. The studio is being weird. We have a thing dedicated to Misquamicut in the studio. We have like a virtual studio
Yep.
dedicated to Misquamicut. And there's like opening videos and stuff that we have for weather updates because during the summer and during
That
big
somebody
events
can go
and
on
stuff.
and see what it looks like. Yeah, like webcams
Well,
and all that.
so no, like it's more like a breaking news
Yeah.
thing. Like we'll pop onto social
Right.
media and
so if they're
you
going to
know.
evacuate the area, or there's
Or-
going to
or
be
there's just something, yeah.
flooding or something, then he
It's
can
like
go
that right
on.
over it, but-
then we
Right
can
away, yeah.
we can go
Right.
on and do
Now you
that,
can
and
see.
I have
Right.
that stuff all ready from a couple summers ago or even
Yeah.
winters ago.
So that's something the town, when you do your training for things, you can promote that there's
Yeah.
another place to get your information,
Station
right?
from-
Because think about it, now we have so many visitors, right, who are here year round. They don't necessarily know about the newspaper or know
No
about
idea.
any of that stuff. So where are they going to get their information? Well, they're going to look on their phone,
Mhm.
right? So if you need to get the information out on the phone,
Right.
just like you have to get
Well, I can
information
reach.
out.
I think it's over 10,000 people we have. I mean, and instantly, it's
Right.
crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, and when you have power outages and all that other major stuff that goes
Right.
out, I guarantee everyone's still carrying this thing around.
Absolutely.
It still has
You got a
battery. People will
pack,
go.
you charge up.
We lost power during a winter storm 2 or 3 years ago, and I was out in my car with my car on charging my phone so that I could use, because the internet still works, right? Because we all have like either 5G or 4G LTE right now. So
Except if you're downtown,
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's not
where we need to get the
Yeah.
information out from.
yeah.
Yeah,
Can we
no.
get like a town-wide Wi-Fi or
We've tried this broadband program from the state. They were trying to, they're supposed to get it into communities that aren't as, unfortunately, with the communities in Rhode Island, we don't really rise to the top as far as the most desperate communities in the state. We're not one of them, unfortunately. Well, we were trying to set up a broadband thing down, to link all of, this whole area downtown. Because we have some issues in Westerly on the cell coverage. You go to Watch Hill in the summer, there's so many people that reduces the strength where, businesses credit card machines, because all this
That's
stuff
right.
is by, Wi-Fi now.
That's right.
Credit card machines won't work. And you think of that. If your credit card machine, people are lost because what's the percentage of people don't have cash on them today?
Last night,
And never
I went to Stop and Shop
No
just to
cash.
grab milk. Luckily, I took my wallet in with me. My husband dropped me off in the front, and I thought, you know what? Let me bring this with me. Thank goodness I did, because the cards weren't working. So it
Oh, the
was
card
cash
readers,
only.
Card readers, right?
Yeah. And it was apparently, because I said to my husband, kind of didn't believe me. And I said, I'm serious. I had to pay cash. And this morning it was on the news that Stop and Shop had a problem, an outage with using their
It goes
cards.
out. I mean, I'm telling you, you business wise, you can almost 90% of your sales. These businesses in the beach, the bars and everything, they'll tell you 10 years ago, 75% of the sales in a bar was cash.
Right.
10 years later, 90% is by credit card now.
Well, think about in the park
Mhm.
when they have Virtu. So many of those vendors want to use Square,
the QR code, right?
And-
the Square
and
thing to get-
Square to swipe, it doesn't always work. I mean,
Yeah.
there are different things. So it's something that we all
a
rely
lot of
on.
the donations now will use
And
the
donations will
Apple
use the-
Wallet, right? That's
right.
the thing. You gotta, yeah.
I
Apple
do
Wallet.
not
Venmo.
know. I do not know the last time I had cash on me.
Really?
You don't carry it.
I
Because
don't
that
do not
younger
carry
generation
cash.
doesn't. I think my kids don't carry cash because they realize I pay the
Well,
bill.
you pay it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I pay the bill. So that's why they purposely don't bring cash. But I have to be honest though, I can probably carry the same $40 in my pocket for 3
Yeah.
weeks. I mean,
It'll grow interest.
Do you
too.
carry it at all?
So it was funny when we guys were talking. I'm thinking to myself, I went to Aldi's yesterday. I don't even carry a quarter in my car, so I have to stock the carriages.
Oh,
see
you
if
that's
gotta
somebody
right.
does-
stalk someone
If
coming
somebody
out.
Make sure
left it,
Some 80-year-old lady coming out and Paul says, "Can I get
nice.
the
The
carriage?"
police chief
and
wants
scamming
the.
her out of a
Excuse me,
car.
excuse me. I'm the police chief.
Yeah.
Could I?
Can I have that carriage? I promise. That.
No, there's a few stragglers.
Let me help you
People just
cross
leave
the-
it in there. I do, and I have a quarter. I leave it. It's all right.
Interesting.
shouldn't.
Oh no!
But you're right.
I always say to Darlene that if someone gives you a carriage when you come out, don't you dare take the quarter out of that carriage. You give it to someone else because that's con. That's gonna come back and get you. Give that carriage to someone else. Let that quarter.
It's
stay
petty
in there.
theft.
But that's
know.
true. I mean, you don't carry
Well,
change,
change. I have no change
especially.
on me. So if you go to Aldi, I don't have a quarter.
Yeah, but in my car, you used to have piles
You
of
had to
change. in
have
my
the
car.
pile.
I'm looking around under the seat. I'm like,
That
I
was
have to
the
have a quarter.
Italian way
Exactly.
when you get a new car, right?
It-
They throw the change.
Oh,
in.
yeah.
Do you know that I've had to do that? The money that was thrown in the back seat, you're supposed to take it and put it in with salt and put it in your glove compartment. There was
Really?
one time I had to take one of the quarters.
Oh, that's it.
That's bad. That's
I've never
bad.
gotten in
was
a situation
desperate.
where I needed that.
I was
But
desperate.
I have been lucky enough. I have the same bag with the salt and the quarters and
What is
the
salt for?
palm
What's it
The
do?
salt was good luck.
leaf. Is it the?
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it a palm leaf? Like what is it? What's the green thing that's in there? Is it like a? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
We have
know.
the
I'm
salt
not-
and
I'm
the
not, see, I'm not,
change.
I'm not that Italian, I guess, because we just.
I'm not Italian.
You
You-
take the bills only.
We just take
Yeah.
bills and some cash. Yeah.
This is-
Oh, no,
And
you
never-
throw
yeah,
it in the
someone takes
back.
it all the
This
time.
is DeAngelis did it for me when I bought my first car
Yeah.
20 years ago, and it's been the same one. I've kept it from glove compartment to glove compartment ever since.
My husband still has the one that his mother had in her car, and when
He transfers
he-
it out of
yeah, so he still has it in there.
God, good God, I don't know.
Yeah.
What I probably spent.
Well,
the money
because
that
karma, same thing.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose it
Yeah.
or use it for the Aldi carriage. Apparently,
Oh.
I think mine was to buy a Dunkin' Donuts one day.
I know.
I got
I
stuck.
use my app. One time the apps were down. I'm like, I actually have to pay for it now. But even though I do pay for it on the app, I don't get
Well,
my
that's
points,
why
so-
I keep $5 right there all the time,
Yeah.
just in case. Because the app with the new store, the new Dunkin' that they just redid, the cash registers weren't working the
is it
other
really?
open?
day.
Is it open back
Yeah,
up
it's open
again?
last
It
week.
opened,
Is it
yeah.
A couple
back
days
up?
ago.
Yeah.
Is
They
it
did a
all
nice
new inside?
job.
I didn't
go
know.
inside.
They have new fancy.
I
like,
went on
speaker
a Saturday
overhang.
morning. I just went through
Did
the
you?
drive-through.
Yeah.
The drive-through looked really nice.
Yeah.
Maybe they
New
read-
new
It's
screen
a
in
pretty
the back.
quick turnaround. I mean, if they
Well, it's
Yeah.
corporate.
Yeah.
Corporate
Two-
turnaround's quick.
Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks it was closed. So think of the revenue.
Was it?
in
It was
2
closed
weeks.
for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that they
Yeah.
lost.
I thought it was closed
Yeah.
for like 3 days.
No.
it was a couple
no, it was
weeks.
2 weeks,
a couple
yeah.
weeks,
Really?
definitely.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we also like to keep it local, right?
I do, yeah.
Junk and
That's-
Java still,
Oh,
Fresh Cup
absolutely.
still.
Absolutely. We go to all
We
of them.
spread it out.
Yeah, we go to all of them.
Even and if you want the convenience, but you want to keep it local, Bess Eaton is right there.
Love Bess
Yeah.
Eaton.
Honeydew is
Yep.
is more local.
The
than
99
you know
cent
what I mean?
Cumberland
Mix it
Farms
up.
is back. I'm just saying.
Is it 99 again?
You type your phone number in, and yep.
Oh, I have to get
Only
his
once a
from
day, though, right?
I'm the
McDonald's.
McDonald's
He's the
person.
McDonald's
But I get it
Saturday
on my
morning.
app, so it's 99 cents on the app. I think it's
Yeah, but
Now, do you just
Let-
get coffee from McDonald's?
large black
you
hot
getting-
decaf
large black decaf
at
You're
6
just
o'clock
going
every
to McDonald's
Saturday.
for coffee.
every morning.
It's actually pretty good.
It's very good coffee, believe it or not.
But it's
very-
decaf. What's the point? It's kind of.
I
I
only
don't even
get
drink
decaf.
decaf because I have to. I don't know. It was a point. I had to prove a point, and I started drinking decaf. I said, okay, I can do this. Doesn't.
That's
I
why
don't
you
Green
fall asleep
tea.
everywhere.
I got on Saturday morning before sports open mic. I got because Ken went to
Bess
Norwich. No, he
Oh.
went to Norwich the night before and called a night game for us.
Oh, right, at Dodge Stadium.
By the way, I heard that the police played better than I gave them credit for in the Michael Poole game. So shout out to the Westerly
They did
Police
good.
know. He had a
Department.
home run.
Yeah, I know. I heard.
Who
I
hit the
I
home
can't
run?
tell you the last time the high school kid had a home run out of that field. The field, some of the field's the size of Fenway.
It's hard. It's hard. But anyway, so Ken went to Norwich and called a night game for us. He's 85 years old. And I was like, he's going to beat me to the morning show
Oh,
on
absolutely.
Saturday. I was like, this 85-year-old man just went and
And
did a
you're right
night
there.
game. And I'm just, don't dox me. So anyway, I have to go to the pantry to set up for Sal
Mhm.
in the morning. So I got up and I left before you even came on WBLQ. I left my house so early. I saw that the new Dunkin' was open. I had to go to the bank. I saw that the new Dunkin' was open. I was like, I'm going to get a dozen donuts for the guys, which I'm never doing again because they never eat it. And then I
Right.
get left with donuts. So I go to Dunkin' Donuts. I get a large coffee.
Here.
Still waiting. Yeah.
I get I don't want to get, I mean, then it's stereotypes
It's
and stuff. Like,
stereotyping. I know.
Right.
It's all right.
so anyway, so I go to the pantry, whatever. Some stuff happens with the pantry's internet. They're too packed now, right? Which I'm gonna take all of the credit for because we brought in,
Yeah, right, right.
And then so I come here and I'm late, and he beat me to
He
the
still
show.
beat you.
He beat me to the show. I left my house an hour before I needed to be here. 0.3 of a mile away from my house, and he beat me. So that was very pathetic. But we're doing the whole show, and I'm drinking my iced coffee, and I'm like, I am wired. What is happening? And I look over, and it was
not
not decaf, and it had like a shot of espresso in
There
it.
you go.
And
Bring it
And
on,
I was
get you.
like,
Oh,
bouncing off the ceiling.
I literally had a panic attack after that. The rest of the time we had an intern come in, and I was like, please take this and dump it out in the thing for me, because I will continue to drink it like an idiot. But
I've done that Saturday morning sometimes, and Brian was there. Ooh, not good.
He's supposed to have.
He's supposed to have
be having
decaf. I know, but it's amazing how quickly it can.
Oh,
really
I've
impact
drinking
someone.
decaf for 3-4 years now, and if I have a coffee, because sometimes you go places not
Right.
decaf, you go to a meeting, so I'll have regular. I can literally sit there and feel my hands. You
Yeah.
feel you're ramped up. There's no doubt about it. You can definitely feel it.
It's
But there's
crazy.
other things you eat with caffeine. I mean,
Yeah.
there's other
Chocolate.
things,
I have
chocolate,
soda. I'll have dark soda.
yeah, right.
I'll have a couple dark sodas. Doesn't affect me.
For the coffee,
But
though.
like a small coffee, regular coffee, I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna jump out a window.
Yeah.
We have some comments here. If you want to look up there.
Oh, we
Jackie-
can't see those.
Jackie Sarah said, I'm watching. Hold on. Let
I
me
saw
put.
Jackie on
So Brandy.
Saturday. She came in to get, no, when I was there on
Can you read it
Tuesday,
now?
She came in to get
Oh, to get her birthday?
birthday.
There you go,
Nice.
Brandon. I got yours.
All
I think
right.
you should have a show with 2 different Paul G's that are regularly on. Could you even have trivia for
Oh,
figuring which one is
Paul
which?
G? Yeah.
Yeah, which Paul G? Paul
Wow.
Gingerella, and I think we should get Paula Jancarelli
There we go.
on here too. I think that would be
Jancarelli.
good.
There actually is another Paul Gingerella
There's a Paul
in town too, so
Gingerella,
maybe we
right.
can have him also. And we can
Was there a
just,
Paul that was in trouble? That one? I thought there was one that used to get in trouble.
I don't
And
know,
then
this-
we
this
have-
is
But
all
it's
my-
not
I don't
this
know.
one.
Karen said, "Great conversation, thank you." And Brandon once again said was about to call Paul out for going to Duncan. So,
Oh,
now, okay. That being said, guys, I have a question for you. Oh man, what do you think of the hat? Have you guys seen the hat yet?
We love the
We see
hat.
the
We
hat.
saw
Do
it.
I
Do
think
you
the
see
hat
the
was
hat?
good.
Do you
it was
like the
from-
hat? What do you think of the hat?
It's all right.
Because you're going to be honest
I-
with me, Chief.
See, I have so maybe one day we'll see. Maybe for our 100th episode, I'll wear my cowboy hat. It's a little bigger than that, so
and boots.
boots. I can wear the boots. That's no big deal.
Yeah.
For my
But the hat.
I
My-
remembered
one
what I was
trip
going to
to
say
the-
was
cowboy hat.
No.
no. This is a
It's a
fedora.
fedora.
This is a fedora Ken bought
Yeah.
me from Toscana.
It's-
like a
you
crazy
wear it
hat there or
well.
something,
I do
yeah.
not
Yeah.
wear it well.
Oh, you
Betty
do?
Jo. You
No,
are
I'm
too
serious.
kind.
Seriously, you
You
do.
are too kind.
Not
Um,
everybody can wear a hat.
It's a nice anxiety fidget thing though now. But anyway, my what I wanted to say is I of course saw the video
Yeah.
this weekend.
Oh,
That
you
the
saw
And did you
it too, huh?
comment?
the aforementioned
So what was
video.
your thought on it?
My thought was, oh, a viral video of an incident with a police officer, and then oh, that's on a Westerly group. Wait a second, and then I had to stop it and pause it because it had so many likes and views that I
A
didn't
lot.
think it was local. So I stopped it and like waited and looked because it's very fast, it's very short, and it's quick, and a lot of it you don't see the officer well enough. So I stopped it and looked to make sure that the badge said Westerly, and I was like, oh no way, huh? And that's all I thought about it. I looked at some of the comments, which I often do just to gauge the temperature of what other people think of things. And the overwhelming majority of them were like pro to an overly extensive pro of guy got what was coming to him type of stuff. And I was
Yeah.
like, all right, well,
because
too much.
because the sound was there.
The
Yeah,
sound is
If
there.
you watch it and didn't see the sound, you may have a different.
Yes, but
I didn't
if you,
see it. I
if
kind of
you-
look for it.
if you have the sound on, you're like, okay, now I never thought he hit him. I thought that he knocked the phone out of his hand.
Yeah.
But my entire point is this. Before the show today, I thought, and while having the TV up here for you guys to look at the comments, I thought, I bet we're not talking about this today. Like
Yeah.
that was my thought. My thought when I saw the video was, oh man, Monday is going to be weird. Like that was what I thought. Like, will we address this on Monday? Will we, because I do like I've done a lot of shows for like the governor and stuff, and there's a lot of like negative comments that get addressed, and how do we blah blah blah. The fact that this show opened with just the three of you, and Chief, you immediately going, all right, let's talk about this thing that happened on social media this weekend. That level of transparency and just earnest, like, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Is so beautiful. And I think that is the story
Well,
of
that's
this
why we're
entire
doing the show, right?
episode.
I,
Yeah.
I understand. I mean, I get why people like, oh, he has got to control himself. He did, and it doesn't look great. The video doesn't look great at all. But again, that's because it's only a small part of it. And again, I'll say it again. And I'll commend Sergeant Bruno because he did a good job. And there was 3 seconds of what people saw and assumed. And again, you can't have objects, phones, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 inches in front of a cop's face. It's not going to happen. And there was other things that led up to that. His aggression level was a little higher than normal. Now, remember, we've dealt with this person
It
before.
was escalated.
We know. I can guarantee you, if that was anybody or almost anybody else, if the officers didn't know that person, he would not have gone even that close to the officer. But again, they're familiar with some of these people. That they know that they're not intentionally, I guess maybe the word's gonna hurt them. But again, you don't know what people are
Well,
thinking
you don't know.
sometimes. So
Right.
again,
And talk about de-escalating it to the point. At the end of the day, because at the end of the day, what did he say? Love you, man.
Yeah, and then unfortunately we did deal with him again,
Yep.
not long, because we ended up bringing him to the train station. He wanted to ride there instead of going home, whatever. In part of the video, it talks, and Sergeant Bruno's like, well, I mean, it's either jail or home. We got to take you somewhere. We can't leave you here. And it's just, there's so many different angles. There's so much more information that I'd like to share on this person, but I won't do it because it's not fair to him or his family.
But and that's the thing. Everybody has someone, right?
Yeah.
Or everybody has someone. They may not be in touch with him, but think about his family members and other people who know him.
Mhm.
I mean, you're trying to be as transparent, but yet also to make sure that it doesn't
I'm walking a
hurt
fine.
them.
Even right now, I'm walking a fine line.
Right, exactly.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I think people would have to appreciate that because not everybody might do that. Not every department might. They may just react like you said and just put everything out there, names and everything. And who knows, maybe at some point you will have to for another incident or this one. But I think you're thinking more as a human being. And I think that's credit to you and to the other officers.
Well, I appreciate it.
You're right. That's
Uh,
true.
well,
I mean, it's,
you know,
it's,
It's
And
different.
it's a small
it's
town.
exactly-
We
that's
know
exactly it.
everybody. We're
Everyone knows
related. I
everyone.
mean, we'll sit here and talk about somebody. Oh, that's my cousin. Oh, that's my husband's friend. I mean, that's the thing. It's a small town and we try to take care of each other. Things are going to
And
happen.
not that it really matters, but this isn't just a person that walked in from, I don't know, wherever, Providence or someone
Right.
that just
been
had no
dealing with
connection
for
here.
years.
It's
Right.
somebody that the person.
Right.
It doesn't matter. I mean, good days, bad days. People have both.
Exactly.
Cops have good days, bad days. Sometimes
all
some of
do.
our cops, I'm like, oh boy, don't say that. But we're all guilty of it. So
Exactly. Well, we're all human, right?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. You're right. You're
Right.
right. And everyone gets pushed to a point. You're trying to help the person.
Right.
It escalates. And if the person that you're trying to help or resolve an issue gets to the point it escalates where now you have to restrain them, or you got to get them in an ambulance or get them help. And, and usually then that gets into the officers trying to restrain them. It's
Right.
just, it's the nature of the beast on these type of things. I mean,
when we have the hospital staff on, we can get
Yeah, we can talk about
too.
that.
Same type of thing. I mean, you have people
Right.
that are from town that go to the hospital that we deal with. You may know them, the hospital knows them, but they're in a mental state which is not
Right.
good, and you're obviously not trying to hurt the person, and just
Right. You're
it's
trying to get them
sometimes-
the help
Yep.
that they need. Well, I think as Ben said, thank you for having that conversation. Wanted to say thank you to the Boy Scouts who worked with the VFW this week. On Saturday, they had their orange vests on and they
Yeah.
were walking Beach Street and that whole area
Cleaning
cleaning up. Yeah,
Were they
it was
really?
great. They did a nice job. And
What'd they do? Somebody must have been doing a project and picked a neighborhood or something to clean up.
Yep, yep.
We had a group. I had a group last week. There was a lady I was dealing with that had a group of volunteers, I believe, from the Warm Center come down and sweep all the sidewalks all through town out onto the edge of the road. And I had arranged it and said, look, you tell me when it's done, and then we'll bring the street sweeper through and we'll sweep the street.
That's
We'll
great.
do the whole street. And then we'll make, makes the downtown area look better and look nicer and so forth. So you did all that. I said, thank you. We had it all swept. And she said to me, I have a couple pictures, some spots you missed. Well, when they sweep the roads in the morning, they sweep them at 4 or 5 in the morning, right? Because there's not anybody down
Right.
here. But if there's someone parked overnight or someone going to something early in the morning, the street sweeper goes around that one car, tucks it back in. Well, if there's something next to that car, it's still going to be. But they sweep downtown once. Usually it's at least once every couple of weeks. Downtown is swept through the whole season. But those are good things. We had a
Yeah.
beach cleanup. Guy had there was something he arranged a beach cleanup down the beach this weekend, a bunch of volunteers, and then it was, well, where can we put the trash, because they're going to bring bags. And I said, just leave them at town beach, we'll go down, we'll pick up any
Yeah.
trash you pick up on the beach. But you rely on the community for these type
Right.
of events. And again, this whole thing we're chatting about social media, this is how this guy round up volunteers, because he puts it out there, people see it. If you want to do something, you have the time, you want to get on the beach, and they planted some more dune grass a few weeks ago, and they rallied up a whole bunch
Yep.
of volunteers through social media to go down and plant some dune grass.
Well, they
down
take
the beach.
pride in their community, and that's
Yeah.
Right.
So it is, but I get somebody had sprayed graffiti on the High Street Amtrak bridge last week. Those aluminum side panels
Yeah.
over the bridge,
Yeah, that was
electrified.
me.
That's
wasn't me. It
you're
was
one
not
of,
me.
you're
It was
one of the
not me.
suspects.
It was not me.
So there
I'm
was
not
some
artistic at
graffiti
all.
sprayed on the aluminum. So that's a touchy thing because the bridge is not ours. It's owned by Amtrak, however, managed by state DOT because it's Route 3. So again, I reach out. Look, you got to get your crew down there. You got to get because if you leave it, someone else is going to
somebody
see
will
it,
see it,
and
they'll
then
do
they're
it.
going to do more, right? They're going
Right.
to do it's like the broken window theory, right? Once there's one broken window, someone's going to break another one, and so you get that cleaned up. And again, but that was on social media. I was getting more calls on this graffiti after it was cleaned up. I said, no, it's already clean. They came down and already cleaned it all up. I guess it's the same with Ben's birthday. Good thing we didn't bring him in a birthday cake because it was.
We
from
thought it
my
was
That
birthday.
would've been
Ben's
fine. That
birthday
would have
again.
been fine.
Yeah.
That would have been
Oh, the
fine.
birthday gifts. Lucky we didn't bring the gifts, and we
True.
just got to save
I'll
it.
get
till-
Come
it,
on,
sorry.
guys.
Good
Oh.
point.
I want to say thank you, Sean, Mr. Manager, because I texted you the other day and I was like, who do I contact to figure out what's going on in front of my house
God.
right now with the sewage system? And you were like, I got it. I'll figure it out. And I was like, if you tell me who to call,
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. Like, I'll do it because I feel bad
Yeah.
bothering you. And you're
Mhm.
like, no, I got it. And now so thank you for that. And that was very helpful, by the way, for me and all of my neighbors that I spoke to. The other question is the other day, and I don't know if this has anything to do with the street sweeping thing, because I heard you say on the radio Saturday morning that you guys don't do sand anymore in the
We
winter,
had
We do
right?
not.
listener.
So
There's
what'd you
one.
say?
There's one
So we
listener.
had one listener.
Thank you, thank you. Well, it was it's on in my car while I'm driving around. I'm a fan, contrary to popular belief. Anyway, so
We don't use sand, right?
I got out of my car here in front of the Welch building last week. Something was like slippery on the side of the road. It looked like sand. It looked like there was a bunch of
Could be people get
something.
this crap on their car in the winter. The rain comes, it wash. You're going to get debris in the road, but you're not going to get sand like we used to get.
for like 2 days. It looked like there was some sort of weird slick material.
Well, it could be
on the
that
side.
there was oil or something
oil,
spilled,
could
and
be
they could have
anything.
put the fire department. Could
The
have
big
even
thing is
put
some of the
something.
trash
Blame the fire
trucks.
department.
Trash trucks
Oh,
leak.
yeah.
It's their
because-
fault. They messed it up.
Yeah, trash trucks leak, and some of the stuff on the roadway is slippery. It could be the liquid from the trash or something. There's all kinds of things that go on the road that they sweep up. Because somebody did ask me that. They said, "Well, if you don't put sand on the street, the salt dissolves. What do you even sweep the streets anymore?" There's still plenty of stuff that gets on the street.
yeah.
I mean, there could be trash.
Yeah, it's
People
dirty.
throw things out their window, and not that they should. Cigarette butts, nip bottles. I mean, you name it, leaves
Ah,
and
nip
stuff
bottles.
like
We'll
that.
have to talk
Everywhere.
about those.
Yeah, the nip
Oh.
bottles.
They're
But
terrible.
they didn't, the nip bottles. We
Leave them in
talk
your
about
car.
that.
Just kidding.
But when did nip bottles become a thing?
I don't
Because if you
because
go
they're
back,
back again.
if you go
My
back,
entire life, my entire adult life since I became of age to go into a liquor store,
Yeah.
I think.
yeah, but I've never remembered that. It was always
with
I
us
don't.
it wasn't.
It couldn't have been nip
No.
bottles back in our day,
No,
because now it must be because I don't even know what they are.
Well, you
They're
can
$1
carry
a
'em.
piece.
I
They're
don't know.
small.
I've never bought one.
And
You have that every day buying liquor.
I don't know. I'm asking. I think I know some of them. You can get a sleeve of them, right?
I don't know. I've
I think you
seen
can
them
buy
at the
a sleeve
cash
of
near
them.
the cash
It's
register.
like, yeah, and but I just don't.
I heard they're good for golfing.
That's a
I
good.
wouldn't know what someone said they.
Oh,
get
that's
for
a
I
good-
guess rather than bring a big bottle, if you're looking to
Right.
mix a drink, you have a nip. It's one. Is it one shot?
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
That makes sense.
But but you talk about an eyesore. There are hundreds
they're
of them on this.
awful.
There- I-
And they're on the beach,
Yeah.
and they're just
I got
awful.
complaints. I had one today.
So my
Did you?
theory on that was, I said, although Rhode Island's not a bottle state
Right.
for collection, if you put like a quarter recycling thing on those people like to drink them. They'll scour every street in town to find every
Even a
nip bottle they
nickel.
can to get a quarter back.
Yeah.
That may work.
You gonna pay them?
Something for you to do.
Put it out.
No,
there.
I'm not going to pay a quarter. I buy in Rhode Island, so you don't have to pay the
That's
deposit. Then you bring it back
That's
to
right.
Connecticut and collect the deposit.
All right,
That's the
it's
easy.
like
531.
29,
We started a little
31.
late though. We started.
We did, but
Yeah,
go
okay.
ahead. Sorry.
What do you got? I know
you've
we
got,
cut- we didn't even give them an
history.
opportunity to go to
I know.
history.
I want history. All right.
Yeah, we need
Yeah.
history.
Okay.
Um,
Do back to my pictures.
although we do have to bring one of the historians in to talk about
Yes,
some of the
absolutely.
police,
That's
or
a
even
great idea.
have the history of the ambulance corps. Think of that. I mean,
Well, yeah.
history of the
because-
fire department. Why don't we talk? We didn't talk about any of that either. The old
Boring.
firehouse, the wooden one that burned down.
Sorry, this
What do you
one.
got?
This one is April 27th because we didn't have one show last week, so I kind of went back a little bit. April 27th, 1942. So I think it was what, December? Is that when we went to World War II when we joined?
Yes.
December
around that
7th, right?
1941.
One.
Yeah, December
So
7th.
lights along eastern
That's Pearl
coast are
Harbor.
dimmed. Communities act on instruction from First Corps Area Command. So essentially, that there was orders from the government that said that the entire certain areas on the East Coast will have to practice going black, blacking out. So
They really?
yeah, Westerly did it. We had to do it.
My mother did it.
Really?
Yeah.
My mother has the little badge and everything.
yeah,
She used to
certain
go and look for the
expectations.
planes to fly over.
Yep.
Why are they going dim? For the planes to fly over?
We
No,
got afraid
he-
they were maybe
so that
afraid
way,
we were gonna
when
get-
they
we were gonna get
flew
struck again.
over, if everything was dark, they wouldn't think people were there.
Yeah.
So it was
Ah.
blackout curtains and blackout everything.
they gave everybody a chance to dim them first. If not, they're gonna make them shut them off.
Yeah.
And had the police involved. They had cops at intersections because cars, they had headlights of cars.
Right.
So I thought that was
Ask
pretty.
Chuck Royce
That's
that. He's got a
wild, yeah.
great story about that.
Really?
The lights on the car. Yeah.
We have a. Come on, where is it? Oh God.
That was a good one, Paul.
That was good. I just remember the World War II time, they used to patrol the transatlantic cable, which goes in the water off Weekapaug.
Hmm.
And the planes would fly
Right.
constantly to monitor that transatlantic
So
cable.
this one is May 5th, 1929. This is the United Theater to have talkies.
Have what?
Talkies. Talkies. Talkies.
That
That's
is better joke.
movies where they would actually speak.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't silent movies.
It will open next week with one of the leading films. So this gentleman named Jack Findlay, the president and manager of the local theater company, announced that the United Theater is being wired and will have equipment to run both MovieStone and Vitaphone pictures beginning May 13th. The news is of interest to the whole town for the reasons that the talkies have been taking the country by storm the past few months, and a great many Wesley fans have been going to either Providence or New London to hear and see pictures.
What,
I thought
the
that was one of
talkies were a group of people or just
No,
what they called
That's
it
what
when
they
there was
called it
voices?
when there was actual
called them
audio on it.
talkies.
Yep.
Yep.
My father would talk about how his family would go to New London because they could actually hear audio
I
on.
think how advanced we
Yeah,
were.
so it's
Right.
with
What
the-
They
year
would
was that?
drive to New London.
1929. So with the United going to sound pictures, those who still prefer the silent drama will be able to see them at the Central and Lyric Theaters. I don't know what that is. Central and Lyric Theaters.
Well, maybe the United next year will do something. They'll show some of the
I
silent
did text it to
films.
Carly.
That's
After
perfect.
I saw that, I'm like, oh, I have to talk
That
about
was
that
perfect because we were talking about the Ocean House
Oh, that's a
actually
silent
had
movie.
a silent movie film
Mhm.
there.
One. So
That's great.
that's all I got.
Okay, Ben,
That's it.
we took too much time. Sorry.
I know we went over. I don't know if
We
you
went
have some
over.
other show coming on.
We do not. We do not have anything else going on. The equipment with the rain is not going to work for
Lacrosse.
the game tonight. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
unfortunately,
what do you
that's
do?
not
Put them
gonna-
under a tent? What do you do if it's raining?
We usually have them in the press box. With
Oh, you
the,
can. Where
but,
it's weather, you keep.
yeah, but
Because what do you need? Just internet? That's all you need.
no, we have internet.
You have like a hotspot thing.
We have a encoder, like the kind that like a news channel would send
Yeah.
out with a weatherman to film in the middle of a hurricane.
Oh.
We have two of those, but
You need power. Or do you have battery?
we need power. And that's basically it. But there's a couple other things that we have that are got a little wet in the transfer.
Well,
So
thank you for trying.
well, my apologies for everybody. I could be it could be antifreeze, and that's okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I agree, Tommy. It could be. I don't think it was though. It looked like a powdery substance.
Maybe someone's trying to
Yeah.
murder you.
Serial
serial killer.
Oh, please.
You
Oh,
know
that's
what?
right.
Detective Howie Mills is on Man About Town on Wednesday. I'll ask him.
We should have
That's
talked
gonna
about the serial
be-
killer.
Yeah.
That's social media, right?
social media.
So
Yep.
we'll talk about that next time. Okay, next time we'll have a guest, so you won't have to listen to
Is
us.
there any truth to that?
Not ready. Not to my knowledge.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Mhm.
We'll be back next week with more roll call. Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.